Assalamu alaikum. Today we are going to start the topic of physics in form of light. As in the previous classes, we have gone through with this topic light. Thereby we have found light is a form of energy. Here in this class 10, with the extension of the same, we'll go and discuss what is light, what are the applications of light, how light is useful, what are the different sources of light in our day-to-day life. But before going to detail all these things, the very first and fundamental question based on this topic is, what is light? As in the previous class 8, we have got light is a form of energy. So simply enough, we can start with this. Light is a form of energy. Light is a form of energy. Now, in continuation, if we go and discuss the same, what we find, it is an electromagnetic wave. Here, if we do consider the term electromagnetic, what we find, it consists of two words, electro and magnetic. The concept of electro is based on particle, whereas the concept of magnetic is based on wave. So simply we can say that light has dual tendency, which exhibits the tendency of particle as well as waves. Based on this dual nature, light is capable of moving with medium as well as without medium. So we can write that light can travel with the medium as well as without medium. The beauty of light is we are finding light is what? An electromagnetic wave. Here this term electromagnetic consists of two aspects. One is electro and another is magnetic. So simply enough we can say that light has a dual nature which exhibits the nature of particle as well as the wave. Due to this nature, the light can travel with the medium as well as without medium. So we can write light can travel with the medium as well as without medium. The beauty of light is it can travel fastest in vacuum. The speed of light in vacuum is 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. If we go and study the speed of light in different mediums, what we find, light can travel fastest without medium, whereas in case of rarer medium, it has comparatively less velocity, and in case of denser medium, it has very less velocity. So we can say that light has more velocity in rarer medium, whereas light has less velocity in denser medium. In continuation, if we go and study the light, what we find, some features of light as first, ray of light always travel in a straight line. It is omnidirected. It is omnidirected means it travels in all direction like this way. This is what omnidirection means. This could be your source, and these are the directions of light. So that's why now we can say that light always travel in a straight line and it is propagating in omnidirection. Third, light ray consists of number of photons. Where photon is an energy packet whose value is h nu, where h is a Planck constant and nu is the frequency. Similarly, we can find the next point based on light as light has the tendency of reflection, refraction, diffraction and polarization. In this chapter, we have to go to deal the next topic in form of reflection. So we'll discuss the next topic in form of what is reflection. What is reflection? Again, in the previous class, already we have gone through with this word reflection, whereby we have found the bouncing back of a ray of light after striking from a smooth surface is called reflection. This is the very fundamental definition of reflection. Based on this definition, we'll see the different applications of our day-to-day life in more details later on. So here in continuation, if some of you want to draw the diagram for the same, we can have, suppose this is a surface, hard surface, which could be a mirror. A ray of light is incidenting. After striking, it will return like this. This phenomena is called reflection. This is your incident ray and this is your reflected ray. This phenomena is called reflection of light. Reflection of light. The next question we could have in form of what are the laws of reflection? What are the laws of reflection? So simply we can write according to the laws of reflection. First, the incident ray, reflected ray, and the normal drawn on the point of incidence all lie on the same plane. All lie on the same plane. This could be shown by figure as, suppose this is your mirror, here is your incident ray, here is your reflected ray, and suppose this is your normal drawn. So what we find, this is your incident ray, this is your reflected ray, and this is your normal. From this diagram, what we are finding is this incident ray, this reflected ray, and the normal all are lying on the same plane, which is your mirror. So this is known as the first law of reflection. The second law stated, second, the angle of incidence is always equals to the angle of reflection. That is angle I equals to angle R. That is angle I equals to angle R. So here again we are having two more terms in form of angle of incidence and angle of reflection. Before going into the detailing of other topics, let first be clear with these two terms, angle of incidence and angle of reflection. Here in this diagram, what we are saying, this is your incident ray, this is your reflected ray, and this is your normal drawn. If we carefully observe this diagram, what we find is we are having an angle between these two, and we are having another angle between these two. The angle between the incident ray and the normal is called angle of incidence, which is denoted by I. And the angle between the reflected ray and the normal is known as angle of reflection and denoted by R. Under the laws of reflection, what we find is always the value of angle of incidence is all equals to the angle of reflection, which is given here. So these are normally two laws of reflection we do have. Under the reflection process, we have to keep in our mind. Fine. Here, for our convenience, we can define these two terms. We can define these two terms. Simply we can write like this: question, define angle of reflection and angle of incidence. We can write first angle of incidence. Here we can write the angle between the incident ray and the normal is called angle of incidence. Second, it is denoted by I. It is denoted by angle I. Second, angle of reflection. We can write the angle between the reflected ray, and the normal is called angle of reflection. It is denoted by angle R. Fine. So this way now we can have the concept of light, the concept of reflection, the laws of reflection. As a summary, I am repeating again for your convenience. For light, it is a form of energy which enables us to see the surroundings. The beauty of light, it can travel with the medium as well as without medium. In case of vacuum, the light has more velocity, or it is fastest, whose value is about to 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. Gradually the speed decreases whereby we move from rarer medium to the denser medium. Light always travel in a straight line. It has the tendency of reflection, refraction, polarization, diffraction. Fine. Light comes in form of a packet of energy which is called photons. The value of each photon is h nu, where h is the Planck constant and nu is the frequency. If now we go in more detailing about the light, what we find, light has the tendency of reflection, and in the reflection what we have got, once when a ray of light is strike from a hard surface or reflecting surface, it returns back into the same medium. This bouncing back of light is known as reflection, as we have defined in the previous part of this discussion. Again, under the laws of reflection, we are having two laws. One is stated as the incident ray, the reflected ray, and the normal drawn on the point of incidence all lie on the same plane. And according to the second law of reflection, we have got the angle of reflection is always be equals to the angle of reflection. Which are the laws of reflection? And about the angle of incidence and angle of reflection, we have got the angle subtended between the normal and the incident ray is called angle of incidence, and the angle subtended between the normal and the reflected ray is called angle of reflection, as we have shown by the diagram in the previous part of this discussion. So these are the concept under the topic of light and reflection. Here one more terms we do have, which is what mirror. Someone can ask to you, what is mirror? What is mirror? So here, just for your convenience, for your easiness, let us define the terms mirror. Question is, what is mirror? Simply, we can say mirror is an optical device which is used to find the image of an object. It is also used to study the phenomena of reflection. The phenomena of reflection. This is the very fundamental definition of mirror. If we go and find the types of mirror we could have, mirrors, the different types of mirror as the different types of mirrors are: one is your plane mirror, and second is your spherical mirror. In the next topic, in the next video, we'll discuss about these two different types of mirror and their application in our day-to-day life. I hope this video will help you a lot to understand the concept of light and the phenomena based on light. Thank you.